Alright, so this is my video on mutations. It's my video tutorial on mutations. Um, in this video, you'll learn about mutations, the different kinds, and how they differ in which cell and what a mutation actually is. So, my name is Muhammad Abdulhay. Alright, first what we're going to do is go over the definition of a mutation. So, what is a mutation? A mutation is actually um, it's actually a permanent change in your DNA. The permanent change in your DNA. In your DNA sequence, actually. Okay. So, now, since we went over that, mutation is a permanent change in your DNA sequence. Now we're gonna go over the causes. There are two different kinds. Number one is environmental agents. They're environmental agents. These consist of radiation and chemicals. So, radiation and chemicals are for the first one, which is environmental agents. And then the second one is mistakes while copying the DNA. And these happen when making a new cell, as well as making gametes. Okay, so there we went over the two causes. Here are the two causes. So environmental agents and mistakes while copying the DNA. Okay, if you don't know what a DNA is, it's two strands, um, and it's uh, it's it's what stores the information, the important information for the nucleus. Alright, so now we're gonna go over the types of mutation. First, we're gonna start with point mutation. What point mutation is when only one base pair or nucleotide, so when only one base pair or nucleotide is changed or mutated. So after each one, I'm going to give you an example after each kind. This example, I'm going to start with this sequence. So I'm going to give you the sequence C, T, G, G, A, and G. So this is the original. And then we're going to go change it. So C, T, G, G, and then this A gets changed to a G. So this is the changed one. So you can see right here, this is the one that's changed. This is the one base pair, the one, like we said here, one that is changed. And all these stay the same, all the rest. So that's the only one that changes. And the second one is missense. Missense is a type of substitution. It's a substitution that results in an amino acid being changed or being put in the sequence. So it's a substitution that results in an amino acid being put in the sequence. Okay, so this is my sequence, so my example. I'm going to use this sequence. The fat cat ate the rat. Watch this change to the fat fat bat ate the rat instead of the fat cat ate the rat. So now, you could see this B right here, this highlighted B right here gets changed, and that's the substitution, and it's the amino acid being put in. So now that we have this kind, missense, so it's a substitution that results in an amino acid being put in the sequence. This stands for amino acid double A. Okay, so you can see the B changed. So now we're gonna go on to nonsense. Nonsense is also a substitution, but this substitution results in this substitution is gonna result in a stop codon. So it's gonna have a stop codon. So um, an example. I'm gonna use the same sequence for all of these. So the fat cat ate the rat. This is gonna change to the fat rat ate the rat. So now what you have, since this changes, this is the one that changes, and it's the same as this ate the rat. This thing right here, these three codons are gonna become an incomplete protein. So now you have an incomplete protein because of this again, and this is the one that substituted. Okay, so now we're gonna go on to the last one, frame shift. A frame shift is caused by an insertion or deletion. So my example, I'm using the same thing. The the fat cat the fat cat ate the rat. So we're gonna do the insertion now. The insertion, we're gonna be adding a T. So this T right here, we're gonna add another one, this highlighted T. So now it's gonna be this sequence. It's gonna change to TTH because we have two T's now. So everything kind of shifts over. It shifts over. It shifts the way the whole sequence is read. Put that right here. It shifts the way the sequence is read. Okay. So this is the sequence going back. So this is with the insertion TTH EFA TCA TAT ETH ERA and then a T at the end. Alright, so now the deletion. Okay, got deleted. So I have to write that again. TTH EFA TCA TAT ERA and then a T. So that's insertion. So obviously the deletion is then gonna be spell that out. The deletion is then obviously gonna be the opposite. So this is one we're gonna take off a T. We're gonna off the sequence. We're gonna remove a T. So this highlighted T, we're gonna remove it. So if you remove it, then you just put the codons back. So HEF, ATC, ATA, TAT, or TET, HER, then AT. So this is the new sequence now, and so you can see the difference. This is the original one right here. Fat cat ate the rat. Then this is with the insertion, and this was with the deletion. So that's frame shift. So let's review the two types of substitution or missense and nonsense. Missense is when the substitution results in a different amino acid and it's being put in the sequence. And then the other kind of substitution, nonsense, is when it results in a stop codon. So it can become an incomplete protein. And frame shift is what we just did. Point mutation again is when you only use only one is different. Gets uh, one gets changed, one base pair nucleotide. And then again, the definition of mutation is a permanent change in your DNA. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is go over the difference between what happens if a mutation happens in a body cell versus it happening in a gamete. So if it occurs in a body cell, what happens if a mutation occurs in a body cell versus it occurring in a gamete. Okay, so here's the difference. If it occurs in the body cell, then only that body will be affected by it, and not the offspring. Okay, so now we're gonna do the opposite. If it happens, if it occurs in the gamete, if it occurs in the gamete, um, then it can pass on, which pass on, meaning it can go to the offspring, can affect the offspring too, the body and the offspring. So that's basically the difference. If it occurs in a body cell, then only that body will be affected by the change, because it's just that body. It's just the cell. Nothing to have to do with passing on. And if it occurs in the gamete, then it will pass on, meaning it can affect the body and the offspring. A gamete, if you didn't know what that means, it's like a sperm or egg, depending on the female or male. So now we're done with this presentation. So, and